Hello everyone, this is Motivated Painters. Welcome once again. Today we're going to be looking at this CAH Italian Racing Metallic. One of the most important things you could do is to wash everything really well. I sped it up to save you some time. I realized that we have busy lives, so to make it easier for you and faster to consume this, I made it a little bit faster. So I'm using Prime Wash, which is what PPG has given us to wash the stuff by Jay. So you're going to wipe it and then wipe it dry. And the reason being is because the first wipe with the stuff, you're spreading everything around. And then with a clean wipe, you're taking it all off. And as you can see, I am cleaning the paper as well. This step's very important. A lot of people don't do it, don't think anything of it. But trust me, it makes a huge difference when you clean the paper. After you've cleaned it, just blow it off, tack it really well. See how I'm blowing off all the edges there. If you can, blow the inside of the bumper as well, because that's where the dirt it's going to be clinging to. This was a brand new bumper, so it wasn't too bad. So I'm putting sealer on my sprayer card because I want to make sure this color's fine. I know this color's good because I've sprayed it many times before. See how I'm getting my edge there? I think ever since making these videos, I've been getting my edges a lot more because I used to miss them a lot. So then you had to go back and try to fix them. So try to make the sealer as even as possible, because whatever you put on top of it, it's going to just mold to whatever the sealer looks like. So if your sealer looks orange peeling, if you're using a cheap gun to put on your sealer, it's going to look orange peely and it's going to look dry. So then everything else on top, doesn't matter if you're using a $2,000 spray gun, if you use a cheap gun for sealer, then your paint and your clear, it's going to look just like the sealer because it wasn't sprayed on properly. So that's very important. I think investing a sealer on a sealer gun is very important. As you can see, I'm using TEKNA PROLITE, and it's 1.2 with the TE20 for cap, and that was for sealer. And now I'm using a TEKNA BASECOAT gun for base, of course. So as you could probably see that I'm putting a lot of base on as my first coat, and the reason why I do that is because when you apply sealer is like the perfect substrate for base. Substrate meaning whatever the heck you're gonna spray. So sealer is like the base. PPG, EnviroBase loves sealer. So when you spray it on, you can spray it on heavier and it won't separate. It won't do anything funky. So you can actually spray it a little bit heavier on your first coat. And this color sometimes gives me a hard time covering, but I made sure I put the right color sealer. So, but yeah, so give that a try. When you seal something, you'll notice that you're able to just put a little bit more on. So this color, it's going to take 2 coats to cover and then a control coat. So it's not a bad color. Now, this color, it's CAH. And this color is actually a tri-coat, but there is a formula in Paint Manager that it isn't a tri-coat. So that's what I use every time, and it's a great match, and I'll show you. I mean, it's hard to show you a sprayer card on a camera because you really can't justify it, but it's always a great match, even when matching bumpers and stuff. So I'm going to put color on the quarter panel here, just on the corner, right? So I'm putting enough under to cover it, and I'm putting it just right there in the bottom corner because that's where it's gonna meet the bumper, and you'll see how I'll blend that out. So we're gonna dry this with my handy blower there. Make sure it's dry. and then we're putting another second coat on. So this coat is gonna be not probably just as wet as the first one, if not maybe a little less wet. But um, you want to make sure it's covered because you're covering the quarter panels. That means you're going to have coverage on the quarter panels. So you want to make sure you got coverage on your bumpers as well. Some people would go as far as spraying some sealer on the quarter panels just to get the right shades on there. But I'm making sure that I get coverage on everything evenly, so then I don't have to worry about that not matching. So there's my second coat. Get all your edges all right in there. This bottom piece was a little challenge to get coverage on the inner edge there because it was so tight. So, but it's doable. You can see there it was a little lighter inside, so I had to go over a little more. These are the little things that sometimes you don't realize, and then once you're cleared and it's on the car and you look down it and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't put any paint on it. So two coats on there now, and it's looking good. Like I said, this color is a tri-coat, but I used just the normal procedure with the normal formula. So I'm tacking my quarter panel there. As you can tell, I don't tack right like much up to there because I put a little bit more base, so I don't want my tack cloth to get caught up in the base there. But you gotta make sure it's dry, right? And that won't happen if it's dry. Since I have coverage on the quarter panel, I'm gonna put a control coat on there, and that'll be it for the quarter panels. So I'm bringing my pressure down to 15. That's a cool thing about this gun. If you haven't heard about this gun you could spray at 18 psi, and you can do your control code at 15 if you would like. So it's a really great gun, very easy to use, and I really like it. So I'll do the same thing. I'll get a second coat on the sprayer card as well. When you're doing sprayer cards, you want to make sure that you're doing exactly the same thing and you're spraying it the same way that you're going to spray the car. So after that's dry, I'm going to do my control coat on the bumper. And the control coats are not supposed to be wet. So if you are having problems and you're putting your control coat, you notice while you're putting the control coat that you're putting it on wet, then that might be one of your problems with modeling and other issues. So as you can tell, it looks matte, it looks like silky smooth, it looks even, and that's because I don't put it on wet. I just put it on so the metallics stand up the way that they're supposed to, and then that's it. So that's a control coat. Good to go. I'm going to dry this sprayer card and then put a control coat on the sprayer card. And then you see how I'm holding the sprayer card vertically because that's the way that it's going to be. So I'm using EC 530 clear from PPG and WATERBASED. I love this clear. It's I give this clear a 10-minute flash in between coats. And the reason why is because it gives a nice deeper shine when you give that 10-minute flash. And I'm putting it on medium wet. There's some people that say put it on light so it can be like a glue coat. But the way that I see it is your second coat is going to mold to your first coat, which brings me back to using a very good sealer gun to have a nice finish because everything is going to mold to your sealer. So put on your first coat like you want it to look. I mean, it might take a little bit of experience, but it's worth it. So I'm doing my bumper there, and you got to make sure you do all your edges. I can't stress that enough. If there's someone who's just learning, learn that now, because 10 years, 10 years and sometimes it still struggles to get my edges. So second coat, 10 minutes after, like I said, I'm putting it on nice and wet. Sometimes if you're just starting to paint, when you're watching these videos, maybe count the amount of strokes that I'm doing on a panel. And if you're doing a panel that's similar size, then guide yourself through that. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you can kind of tell, how I'm spraying it if you count it like that. So that blend looks beautiful. The blend looks nice. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm super grateful that you had spent time here with me. I'm still not over this flu or whatever it is that I have, but I'm here soldiering it through because I want to add value to you guys. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Follow Motivated Painters at Instagram. You will not regret it. There's so much fun stuff going on there. It's so cool. I'm having so much fun making videos for that, and it's so awesome the response I'm getting. Please, it would mean the world if you would share this channel. This channel is made for everybody. So if you could share this channel with someone that you know, or even with a paint rep, like show them to them, tell them about the channel, and that would mean the world to me. I hope this was useful. I promise to keep making videos. I promise to keep making useful videos for you to learn, for you to get better. And if this has helped you at all, please send me a message. I reply to every single message that you send me. And seriously, like, it would mean the world to me if you would send me a message, saying how you learned, or just, a comment or whatever. If you have some negative to say, keep it to yourself. But I appreciate you sticking around this far. I will be doing a giveaway soon, so I will be posting that probably here and on Instagram, so keep your eyes on that. So there's a sprayer card. Like I said, this color's really, really, really good. So this is CAH, and this is for a Jaguar F-type. And this is the normal formula. It's not the tri-coat formula. So guys, enjoy, take care, God bless, have an awesome week, see you next time.